Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. I have no idea what this lighting looks like because the sun is going down. It's almost 8 p.m. I can't even tell you how crazy today has been trying to figure out how to film the full deep dives, infinite scroll. I brought my teleprompter to Canada, but I didn't bring my tripod because my parents said they had a tripod. Anyways, I should have known, but when I got here, of course, their tripod is from 1995. It does not work with my camera. Anyways, it's been a day, but we are here. We are ready to do Mini Scroll. So much happened this weekend. I cannot even tell you guys. I mean, I'm going to tell you, but I really had to pick and choose my stories. Maybe it will be a more tame Monday, and then I'll be able to share some of the other stories that I couldn't cover today in tomorrow's episode. Let's get into it. So the first story that I have for you guys is that both Noel Miller and Tana Mongeau have addressed their podcast co-hosts' recent backlash. So this is a story that I'm combining because, like I said, there was just so much going on. And, we already know the full story. We know the whole Brooke situation with Tana. We know the whole Cody situation with Noel. So I don't need to go back into it for you guys. But Noel Miller, who co-hosts and co-owns TMG with Cody Co., made his first episode back solo. And at the beginning, he addressed everything going on with Cody, the allegations that he slept with Tana when she was a teenager. And Tana, who co-hosts, canceled with Brooke Schofield, who is currently facing extreme backlash for very racist tweets that came out. She made a first episode back of the podcast, and she is solo, at least in the first address. She co-hosted it with Paige after that. So Noel started by thanking his audience for being patient. And then he said he's not in a position to speak about anything. And I know that has really pissed a lot of people off. I think this is unsurprising because if Cody comes out and addresses the allegations that he had sex with Tana Mongeau when she was a minor, he's admitting to a crime. So Noel can't really speak on this freely as well because there's probably legal implications for him because he doesn't want to get sued by Cody. I'm not sure if TMG has other investors or anything like that, but all of that could tarnish, of course, the brand it already has. I understand why he can't really say anything. I will say the reception is very mixed. Of course, there's lots of people that are like, oh my God, we feel so bad for Noel that he's dragged into this with Cody, this, isn't on him. And now he's having to deal with the fallout of this. And that would just be so difficult, which I agree with. The other camp is well, he definitely knew. This was clearly a known secret in the YouTuber community, at least amongst some people. And he was so close with Cody. So a lot of people think maybe he knew. And, that's not great. It's not a great look. So those are kind of the two camps there. Now, when it comes to Tana, so she started this week's canceled podcast by noting that she asked Brooke not to come on. She said that she condemns Brooke's tweets and noted that it was a mistake for her to have commented on Brooke's first apology video. So Tana had commented that they both grew up, quote unquote, bad, and that she loved Brooke when Brooke made her first apology, which was a really bad apology. And, people were immediately now you're just kind of validating her excuse of I grew up in a red house or with a Republican grandfather. And she's I grew up bad too. And this is why we both had racist tweets. People were kind of that's not stop making excuses. So she said that she clearly has still some learning to do if she was so down to make that excuse so quickly. And then she also said that she has advised Brooke that these tweets will get brought up a lot now over the course of her career. And she just has to be ready and willing to address them every single time. I would say Tana's address is not being received well either. Obviously, she has her own history of racist tweets and content, and she did address that in the beginning of the canceled episode as well. But it kind of felt, I think, to a lot of people quite hypocritical. And also, quick side note, kind of speaking of Tana and this whole world, Jeff Wittick has returned from his hiatus. He returned to the Jeff FM podcast, and apparently he has spoken about the lawsuit with David Dobrik, given an update on that. I have not watched it yet, but I know he is back. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys is Demure fall is the latest TikTok trend to sweep the app. So last week, makeup and commentary creator Jules LeBron created a new trend that has gone so viral, so fast. So she has basically been making these satirical videos about being very demure, very cutesy, very mindful. They're satirical because she'll have like a full face of makeup on with like lashes and winged liner. And then she'll be like,
"You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work."
Demure is definitely the new word. So people are like, okay, Brat summer is out, demure fall is in. So if you're a brand, I would say try and work with her first of all. I think that would be like an amazing fire collab. She is like in her moment right now, but that's the thing. It would have to be like right away. Or if you can't work with her right now, try and use a trend. Definitely use one of her sounds, tag her, make sure you give her credit. But yes, I think it's like a very simple and like a safe trend to do. And I think it would work so well with so many brands. So the last story that I have for you guys is Chris Olsen is opening up about struggling with being a content creator as his revenge porn is leaked. So 2 days ago, TikTok star Chris Olsen posted a video basically like screaming into his phone. It was in response to somebody like in his comment section, and he was really upset about how he's being treated online. He said lately the abuse against him as a creator has reached almost like an unmanageable level, and it's resulted in such serious harassment that now people are leaking his revenge porn. So this is all seemingly because people find him like cringe and annoying, you know, and he addresses that in that first video. He's like, there are people that do like actually bad things on this app, on the internet. There are creators who are like actually facing really harsh criticism and scandals. And the fact that people just find me annoying and so they just constantly bully and abuse me, like that's just not okay.
All I've ever done anytime I have gotten on this fucking app is try to make people laugh and try to make people happy. I have never, ever come on this app with any intention of making someone angry or just being rude for no reason. But that is all people do to me. That is all you fucking do to me on here. I don't know if I made myself such an easy target because I was trying to be nice, but I don't want to be that anymore. Fuck all of you people who have decided to drive me this crazy. There are people on this app who continuously get taken down for actual problematic things. My crime is being fucking annoying.
So he then posted a photo of himself crying with text overlaid. The text reads, "This is a line that's been heard over and over again since people have been able to have platforms, but I'm truly just a person. These past few months have felt like I'm back in middle school being bullied by all the kids around me and there's no escape. And this time I'm supposed to somehow be grateful for the bullies because they're the ones giving me my life. I haven't felt like I wanted to die like this since before I went to rehab, but anyone going through this would feel the same. This is not me threatening SH or anything. I'm just sharing where I'm at mentally. Y'all, I cannot survive like this." And then in the caption, he was like, "I know the advice is usually get off the app, take a break, but I don't want to have to remove myself from something that brings me joy just because other people have decided to make it painful," which is so true. It's so true. So I guess after this, people were commenting that he was a porn star. So the photos that are circulating of him were consensual or something. So yesterday he posted a response to that. He was literally sobbing and he was reading off his phone because he's like, I need to get this out. I had to write it down. I'm like, oh my God, it was so sad. He clarified that he was never a porn star. And he said when he got out of rehab at 19, he was still not in a great place in his head, but he started, posting on social media and getting a bit of a following. So he said during this time, photographers would reach out to him to do a collab. So like it would be mutually beneficial. There was no money involved. And like that's happened to me before. Like this is like a common practice. And he said there was one in particular where he got really taken advantage of.
But I never said no. So to this day, I can't really say that I tried. I didn't say no. And the photos were taken. Multiple shoots happened, and I let them. And he posted them on a platform that you have to pay for, but people screenshotted them, and from there it was over. I'm saying I don't want these things to circulate anymore, and I hope that's enough. I know it might not be, and I know I have to stand by the fact that I made them, but I'm in the process of forgiving myself, and I hope you can try to forgive me too.
So this is really sad. I think if you guys spend a lot of time online, it's not going to be surprising that we are just at this head. Like things have come to a head so much with how people treat creators and influencers. Things have become increasingly toxic, even for us. Like, we're a media brand, like we are a company, and the types of comments that we get on TikTok are so much more disgusting, vile, abusive than they ever were, I would say, in the last probably year. With this podcast, obviously, it's also a company podcast. Like, I host it, I own the company, but it is like a brand podcast, you know? And same thing, you know, I'm not like an individual creator out here. And like, same thing, you know, the comments that we get, it's just, I feel like we're at this like precipice where something's got to change, or we're going to continually see more and more of our favorite beloved creators abandoning ship, like just leaving social media. And like, is that what we want? Because the people who are bullying these people are the ones that are spending like 10 hours a day on TikTok. You know, like, you're going to have no one to bully, no one to watch, and no one to bully if you're running them all off the app. So I really feel for creators, and I think there are a few really bad eggs who have made it to the top that have made it very difficult for other creators who are genuinely just like funny or insightful, feel good, whatever. And it makes the experience of being a social media creator so terrible for them because of these like power hungry, narcissistic, some of them horrible people at the top. And then when it comes to his revenge porn, I wanted to touch on the fact that it's so powerful for anyone to speak up about any experience like this, especially a man, because I think men are so often shamed for speaking out. Like, women are, of course, shamed too. No one is taken seriously when they speak up about sexual assault, abuse, things like that. I think we see a lot fewer men come out and open up about these experiences, maybe out of embarrassment, maybe because of the stigma, I'm not sure. But I think it's really powerful that he did this. I think he's so vulnerable in these videos, and they're hard to watch, but they're important. And I'm glad they're still up, and I would not, blame him if he took them down. And I think maybe he will one day, because they're probably so painful to have out there. But it's just so disgusting and sad. The fact that regular people on the internet who just think that he's like annoying and cringe would be like sending him screenshots of his revenge porn or sharing that around because they just don't like him. Like, that is a level of fucked up that like we need to get a hold of right now. Like, we need to rein that in. We need to find a solution to that. That cannot be the norm. Full stop. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to Mini Scroll. I hope you guys like this episode. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. It helps me so much. It helps me grow. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.